Hello, everybody. We are back. We are back in action
Yo.
with Isiah, Matt, and Michael. Michael is kind of in it, but it was mostly scheduled to be Isiah and Matt. But that's okay. That's okay. We have Michael here.
Stuff happens.
I'm here. I don't know if you can see me if you're watching. I leaned in a little bit. So, Dom and Charlie left the podcast. They're done with it. They didn't want to upload the last episode, and we moved ahead.
But you uploaded it though, right?
I uploaded
Yeah, you
it.
did.
Yeah, no, it's on my thing.
I was surprised when you uploaded it. Honestly.
Well, I mean, they just said that it can be my first episode, which is fair because I didn't want that recording to go to waste. They see what their plan is they want to record 3 to 4 episodes and then choose the best one. And my thing is like, I don't think that's authentic. You know, that's not my thing. So I guess it's a solo thing now. It's just me. We have a lot of guests scheduled already. Somehow. We're ready. And Isiah, is there anything you want to talk about?
Let's talk about voter fraud, shall we?
Oh.
Voter fraud?
Yeah.
Trump seems to think that it's a real thing. And I don't know how long he's in office officially. Do we know?
Yeah.
Till the inauguration.
Yeah.
To, okay. Is that January?
January 20th. Yeah. 20th or 21st?
Okay, so
21st.
they're going to have to shake hands on January 20th, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have to.
They have to
How
swear in Joe
how
Biden
is
and stuff.
that going to go after those two debates? How is that going to go after those two debates? That's not going to be good.
But can I add something about there's been a lot of like lawsuits, right?
Yes.
Going on, yeah, that the Trump administration is suing a lot of the cities.
Some of them are pulling out.
It's funny because it's only the cities that like voted blue,
Yeah.
like big cities like Detroit and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and I've seen some of the like the whatever it's called, like the script from the
Yeah.
trials, and like the lawyers can't say there's voter fraud. There's no proof there's voter fraud.
Well, the thing is that there's always been voter fraud. Have you guys seen the documentary?
Yeah, I know what you mean, but that's not what I'm saying. Like the lawyer.
But have you seen the
legally can't
documentary
say.
Hacking Democracy? It was by HBO.
No, I haven't. Actually.
Okay, well, I have HBO Max, and Hacking Democracy can't be found on their streaming service, which I
Really?
thought was weird when I tried to go watch it, is that I couldn't find it on their streaming service, which is a little weird. I had to go on YouTube and find it, which is it's a great documentary about how there's voter fraud, about each and how easily hackable these voting machines are. They're so easy to hack. No one really knows how they work. They're controlled by private companies, and we don't know how they work. And they seem to be very easily hacked by both the right and the left. And this was during 2006.
2006.
This is 2006.
There was no election in 2006.
Yeah, wait, it was 2008.
But no, it was 2000. What was the Bush one? It was 2000.
2000, and then he got reelected in 2004, and then he...
So yeah, it
And
was
then Obama.
2006 that it was the election about from 2004.
There's no
You are
election in
actually
2006.
Do the math.
What?
It goes every
2000 to
4.
2004.
Yeah, so there was
No. 2000, 2004.
But the
How many
documentary-
years is that?
there was a documentary that came out in 2006 though about the latest election.
So that was
2004.
2004.
Yeah, there you
No,
go.
but he's just
you
saying
dummy.
that documentary
It
was
came out in 2006. I'm not
Yeah,
saying when the last election was.
That's what you said.
No, I didn't. I
He
said
didn't
that
mean
the
it like that,
I
no.
said that there was a documentary from 2006.
I call cap.
You dummy.
Cap.
You dumb motherfucker.
Cap.
How fucking dare you cross me on this podcast?
Cap.
Okay,
Cap.
calm
Whoa,
down.
whoa. Who
Whoa.
said that? Michael. Why the fuck would you say
Wait,
that?
what did
I'm
he say?
sorry.
Text me it.
So
Text you it.
Bro, I didn't say anything. I literally didn't
shut
say
up.
anything.
Yeah, Matt, you can't follow up with this conversation
This
right
kid.
now. You might need to take a time out. Relax.
Okay.
But there was
Not 5.
there was a documentary that came out in 2006 called Hacking Democracy. And I mean, there's just voter fraud in every single election. We know that they did this with Bernie Sanders in 2016. Like, lots and lots of voter fraud in 2016.
Oh.
Matt, what are you
What?
laughing
All right.
fucking
What
kid?
about
This kid
how
right
the
here.
Democratic Party keeps on screwing over Bernie Sanders?
That's
Every
insane.
That is
single
so
Every
he
year.
got Okay, Joe Biden gets billionaire Mike Bloomberg's votes. Mike Bloomberg was obviously not trying to be president. It was a Democratic plan to get Biden
Do you guys
in the
remember
presidency.
Mike Bloomberg ads on TV?
Yes,
my gosh,
and all that pop up
I'm
on
Mike
YouTube.
Bloomberg.
And then they give Elizabeth Warren to Bernie.
She's a witch.
That's insane.
We all know Elizabeth
She's a
Warren
witch.
is not a.
She's not the best.
Good-
Yo,
a good
did you remember
candidate.
that video that came out where she was in the nail salon without a mask?
Oh my gosh, yes.
That was
That
insane.
was what's her name? Yeah,
That was funny.
Nancy Pelosi. That wasn't Elizabeth Warren.
Nancy Pelosi is very old. She's
They're
80.
all very old. Joe Biden and Trump are the oldest ever presidential candidates we've ever had.
Joe
Yeah.
Biden.
Are you serious?
Joe Biden's the oldest president we've ever had.
The
That's gonna
Nancy-
be insane. How is this
Trump- I
2020?
think Trump was the oldest before that too.
Yes.
Trump was 71 when he got
Dude,
into
imagine if
office.
Bernie
my
Sanders
next
got
one will
he's
be
83 years
87.
old.
He's
Bernie's
not 80. Is he?
Let's just keep getting
we
older
need
and
a
older.
fact checker. How old is Bernie
fact
Sanders?
check. Yo, Jamie, fact check right now.
Fact check.
Yeah,
Fact
you're
check.
Jamie.
How old's Bernie
Michael.
Sanders?
Michael's
How
our
old is Joe
Jamie this
Biden?
year. This
Joe Biden's 77. I remember. I looked it up the other day.
Yeah,
78 or 76.
he's
What about Bernie?
77 years old. Isn't the death expectancy like 75?
70.
Oh, he's probably.
Bernie Sanders is 79.
See, he's not 83.
Jeez.
My fucking God, sorry. No, he'll be 83 the next election if he runs again.
Oh yeah, that's what. He's not gonna run again.
No,
he
not.
can't run.
If he does that again,
he's not gonna win if he wins.
I want Tulsi Gabbard or Andrew Yang in
Andrew
office.
Yang seems
Barack's only 59.
Know what's funny? I find funny.
What?
Bernie is older than Joe Biden. Do you see how way better well-spoken he is than Joe Biden?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bernie
That's-
is such
Bernie-
well-spoken. He's always has been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is by far the most.
Like, you know, he
well-spoken.
kind of like, it's kind of like, you know how, remember how Obama was really good at giving speeches?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bernie just
But
had,
Bernie
you know,
goes off. Obama would like take his time and talk. So I
that,
feel
those
like.
pauses are what, that's like a strategical thing to do.
Yeah,
There
I
is
Yeah.
something to be said about you see Bernie, he's going off on his Twitter. There's just a bunch of reposts on Instagram and shit about his Twitter, and he's just talking shit about all
he's
the
just-
other politicians.
He just replied to Trump's
goes
tweets
off.
all the time and just like absolutely like just like 100 times better.
Does he support? He supports Joe Biden, though.
well, yeah,
right?
he supports the Democratic
That's like
Party.
bullshit, though, because Joe Biden is the epiphany of what Bernie Sanders stands for, which is against corruption, authenticity,
Yeah, it was
like
I
all
think,
those
settle
things
for
that
Biden.
right, exactly. And Joe Biden just, I mean, it's easy to say that he's corrupt. Yeah, Trump did say something that was very interesting, where someone brought up about how Trump isn't able to make enough money as Bernie Sanders to get his campaign moving and get enough money in his campaign. And Trump said, well, yeah, I could get that much money, but I don't want to because I'm not as corrupt as him. That was, I think I heard, I don't know. I heard that from a podcast, I think. I think it was Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan. We like Joe Rogan over here, don't we?
And then the 10th wealthiest man in the world, Mike Bloomberg, comes on in replacement of Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren, Mike Bloomberg is worth probably like 20 billion or something, right?
Fact
Really?
checked.
Something like that. All right,
That
I'll
guy's
fact
an
check
expert,
it. And what do you think Elizabeth Warren is worth?
Yeah. How much? Fact check it right now.
I have
All right,
no
hold
idea,
on.
dude, how old that lady is.
Yeah, but man, I don't know. It's
Bloomberg, 54.9 billion.
What
for real.
fuck?
So how is school going for you guys, though, overall? We're in new school. We're going into junior year.
We
During
are in
the
juniors. We're
pandemic.
not going in. We're already in junior
Well, we're in junior year. We've been in a couple months now, about 3 months.
Yeah. Almost.
Almost 3 months.
More than 2 months, though, right?
We're going to be the only kids that go through junior year, and maybe the kids below us, during a pandemic, during this.
I hope
this,
we graduate. Like, with
Yeah. No, but the. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're going to be the only ones. I think we have a very unique experience
Well,
to
I
tell.
mean, we went through like part of
Quarantine
a good part
changed all of us.
We went
It
through a good
really
part
did.
of sophomore year in
Yeah, we did.
quarantine. So did the kids above us in the junior year.
It was only like 2 months, though, right? A month and a
Three.
half,
It was
maybe
like
we got
three.
cut short.
Three.
But still.
It was
Yeah,
not
it
3
was
months.
March.
March
Yes,
to
because
June.
March, and then we would have got out in June.
But then
Yes,
we were in
he's correct.
summer, yeah.
We got out March.
But wasn't
remember?
March?
It was like
It was
for-
the middle of March,
For a
right?
good
No,
2
March
months.
13th, you guys
For a
got
good
out.
2 months. It was like a
I
complete
remember that day,
quarantine.
dude.
I got out Wednesday,
remember
the March
that
11th,
day, dude.
and
It
we
was
were talking
it was
about
Friday.
in school
But
the
don't
other
we
day.
get out at June, like 11th, June 9th?
I think we got out a little early this year. Yeah, we usually
Yeah, we got out
later
on
in
June 9th, so it was around 2 months, right?
3 months. 3 months.
Yes, it was
Very
3
close to
months.
3
I know
months.
it is.
And yeah, but that we had. You remember like the first known patient in Mass? He went to UMass Boston, which is right next to my school.
I remember that.
Going
yes.
on my train
Remember that, dude.
that I take.
Really?
And my school we were like talking about it the other week. We had a kid came home from Japan from February vacation, and a kid that came home from Italy February vacation, and both of them did not come back to school since they came back from February vacation because they were very, very sick, and their families were too.
Oh my gosh.
Italy and Japan, the
It
first
wasn't- I
two
don't think
major
it was in
hotspots.
Japan. No, it was in Italy first.
Yeah, yeah, but
I don't think Japan was.
and one of the kids left our school, never came back. He's not
that
back this year.
doesn't. Well, he should be fine. Yeah.
It's weird.
This is weird.
No, but Japan didn't have.
Yeah,
it early
so
on.
I guess we should kind of explain the situation with people who aren't knowing what's going on. Me, Matt, and Isiah go to a different high school than Michael does. He goes to
Yeah.
one in Boston. We go to one right outside of Boston, right in the suburbs. I mean, I'm sure yours, being a city school, was hit relatively harder than us, right? Wouldn't that be? Would you
Yeah.
say that?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because, especially now with canceling school, it has to get above a certain positivity rate. So they have to divvy up, like, all the towns and stuff. Like, all Boston public schools were canceled and stuff like that in all the surrounding towns.
Right.
But, yeah, since we have the town spread, like...
My
it's
thing
open.
is like, where was this money before? Right? Like, we all got Chromebooks right out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Well,
Like, we
you know,
all-
you gotta know the school budget is always high in the town. we live
No,
in.
not for no.
He's-
It, they said that
Easton's
it was
no.
being cut, though. Remember? They were like, we're going to cut some of the music
Dude,
programs.
it's a huge
which
budget.
they
Did
have,
you not see the budget, dude?
No. Oh, like our town is like known for having like very low, but school budget compared to other towns.
What?
Yeah, they can't raise it because they
Please
keep
fact
voting.
check that, Michael. I'm actually.
No,
No,
it's
no.
true.
Are you
I think I've
sure
heard that, too.
They had a vote on it because in like 2016, I'm pretty sure.
Matt, I
but they
mean,
don't wanna
Isiah, I
raise
would come
taxes.
closer a little bit to the mic. You seem pretty far.
Oh my bad, yeah.
Yeah, no
but
problem. You can move that shit.
they keep voting it down to give more money to the school because they would have to raise property taxes to do so.
Wow.
Dude, my thing is that I paid $500 in taxes from freshman to sophomore year.
I'm pretty sure you talked about this last.
Yeah,
podcast.
you did.
I'm gonna keep fucking talking about it until every fucking day until somebody fucking fixes it, dude. I
Can you,
paid
like, contact
$500.
someone?
The president paid $760, or like some shit like that. What the fuck?
Have you like contacted the IRS about like getting your return ever?
I mean, I mean, really, my mom. I don't.
I think it gets absorbed into like your parents.
Right, it
taxes.
was absorbed into my parents' shit or whatever. So really, they're the only ones that can, I think, do anything about it. They
probably-
said that
was
they
a while
needed
ago.
some paper from the Y, which is like, my thing is like, you're able to take money from me, right? You're able to tax money and take money from me, what, right?
Yeah.
Why do I have to do work to get that money back if you were able to take it so easily? Like, I didn't have to do anything for you to tax that money off of me. You just fucking swiped that shit out of my check without even me knowing. You didn't give me a choice. You were just
Taxation
like,
without representation.
It says it on your check. It says exactly how much
Yep.
gets taken on your check. Yeah.
I know, but they don't have a problem doing that, right? Like, I didn't have to give them any information or like do anything like that. They just fucking swipe that shit from my check,
Yeah,
right?
because it's like
Exactly.
you're
That's what I'm
supposed
trying
to
to say.
know,
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. And then I have to do work to get that money back. I have to show evidence. I have to show, send something in to get the fucking money back. You just took it without like no problems asked. But to get it back, it takes work.
yeah.
Like that's it.
I don't understand tax returns honestly.
The taxes in
I don't
Massachusetts is
understand.
very confusing because we are the highest tax state And when somebody is like, no, we can't do something like that in the government, I mean, I'm sure Californians feel like this too when the government says, no, we can't do that. When you hear, oh, the school doesn't have enough money, you probably go, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
You take half of our fucking money in taxes or whatever, and you can't provide this?
But I have a question though. Like, when you get a tax return, it's like a certain percentage of your taxes.
You do. It's not nearly as much. I was supposed to get 160 back. I don't know if I got it back.
Like, what percent of your taxes is it though that you get back? Is there like a number?
I don't know. Jamie, could you look that up real quick?
How much of your tax?
How much
taxes
do you get
back?
taxes at the age of like 16?
Now, how much do you get back in the return though? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is how much do you get back in returns? Matt just left. Matt fucked up the lighting too. Nice job, fucking Matt, turning on the light. You fucking prick. There you go.
Oh, Matt's
There you
taking a
fucking
quick little
go.
piss. It's a little piss break, I guess.
And then, going back to what I was saying, the school, I feel like they kind of fucked the music program.
Why you say that?
I don't know. Apparently, they were just like, they didn't give enough money to the music program or something like that. I think there's been a big push for physical activities and sports more than there has music, which to me doesn't really make sense because I feel like you can do social distancing playing.
They don't care about that.
They
No.
don't care?
They care. It's because the sports, they're going to put more money into sports programs so you get like certain sponsorships and stuff with that. And probably like donors that like contribute to the sports team. And it can give their school a lot of recognition, then the state could give them more taxes maybe. That's my only guess.
You don't think that they could do that with music programs though? They can get fucking sponsors on that shit?
It has to be like a really, really good music program though. Like people.
Don't we have a really good... We pride ourselves though. They tell us that we have a good music program. I mean, that's all they fucking tell us at the fucking... Remember the assemblies?
Yeah. The school would give us... If they say, oh, we have a good music program, or we just have a music program in general, the school's going to give you... Like, the state's going to give you more funding for that. So that's... They probably can get more out of sports than music with that.
Matt, you're back from your piss.
Yep.
How is it?
Very nice.
Michael, how do you feel about talking about the kids at your school? Would you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
That's a pretty interesting...
Yeah, my school's, it's pretty competitive. It comes down to hours of schoolwork. About, like, if you're in all APs, you'll probably get 5 or 6 hours of homework a night. Add that to sports, add that to an hour commute there, and then an hour commute back. It's a lot every day, and they even, like, had to take out finals because kids in my school just, like, so many kids kill themselves. Like, all grades, mainly
Really?
juniors, but, yeah.
So
How many?
there was
Probably, like, 5 a year,
5 kids kill themselves per year at your school?
probably. And it's just a high school.
I don't... Is that...
I don't know if we
Correct.
can fact check that. Yeah.
Can you fact check that,
Some.
maybe? Is it in
I
some
mean,
way?
when I've been
Michael
there,
goes to the school. I
Yeah.
trust him.
I mean,
there have been about 5 deaths every year. Suicides.
I
coming
know
in
that there
front
were...
of trains.
You told us about a one
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah, a kid on my cross country team and in my choir killed himself over the week, but and then
Does your
a
school
kid,
like,
a
address
kid,
that
a
at all?
kid the week before also killed themselves. Yeah,
Do they like address?
they have to. Yeah.
Huh.
What do
But
they say
I
about
mean,
it?
they've removed finals, not AP finals, but the AP kid. Dude, there's kids in my grade, just juniors, take 5 APs. I'm one of them, and it's difficult. You're up for hours.
I'm wondering-
Are you able to take it though?
It's
Yeah,
like,
how do
yeah,
you feel about this? Yeah, how do you feel?
it's freaking hard. It helps being at home actually because lots of times I can finish my homework really early.
Now you can.
Yeah, that's what I.
Yeah,
I do
being
all-
home is
all at
so
home,
much
too.
easier, and yeah, just like the freedom, the extra time. Like I seriously get an extra
Were
2
you-
hours.
Were you allowed to go full online?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
so I go full online.
to keep myself sane, you just have to go into school and see actual people,
Yeah.
physical
It's-
faces.
It's not like seeing actual people though, because it's weird.
Yeah,
it's like
that's
a
why
yes.
I went in at first, and I didn't. They took out all the good values of school to me.
Exactly.
No
There's
lunch.
no
I have
lunch
lunch in my
and
school.
it's
Well,
so
we
boring,
we
dude.
we seriously
So
are
bad.
between behind plexiglass.
Yeah.
Like we FaceTime on our computers. We are a foot away from each other.
When I
between
went into
plexiglass.
school, I maybe talked
It's like
to
best distance, Michael.
like actually talking to someone. I might have talked to
I
3
don't-
people, at most a day. Like just by like saying hi into them in the
Yeah.
hallways. You can't talk to
I
anyone.
feel like I saw bitches lip talk, or what is it? Read lips through masks one day.
Really? What?
No, fucking joking with you, motherfuckers.
Oh,
Dude, could you imagine that though?
Bro,
Talking
If
to your
women-
mask.
No.
If
They have
women,
see-through masks. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
have
they
some-
do.
that You can
Yes.
see your mouth. Yeah.
yeah, no, I've seen those.
But they fog up.
They
That's like-
fog up
Yeah,
as
yeah.
shit. I've seen those, and they just fucking.
You guys should see how much glasses suck with masks. My glasses are
just-
always fogging up. I'll be trying to take a test.
The biggest thing with me is with my ADHD at home. While doing schoolwork online, there is a reason for your brain to wander off every
That
30
happens
seconds
to me,
ago.
yeah.
Every time there's a loading screen or a loading bar or something like that, your brain immediately just goes, "What the fuck are you doing here with
It's
this
like-
school bullshit?"
I go on my phone so much
You
because like I'm by myself. I'm like it just like
No one's
You
watching.
can't even
you.
pay attention to class.
I can pay attention, but like I just
I can't.
Yeah, no.
I've
I think
gotten used to it. I feel
when the school,
I like it honestly.
you like it.
Yeah.
How are you gonna feel when you get back? Do you think you're gonna be able to adjust back?
Oh yeah, once it's like less strict, because literally we're just going like we go from like 7:55 to 12:25. It's just back to back to back classes.
Yeah.
Why is it so early?
My school
Who-
starts at 8:20.
I don't know why they didn't do. Yeah, I don't know why they just started later. and
I don't know
started
why
at
the fuck they
2:25.
don't start later.
Makes no
Dude,
sense.
our term ends December 2nd.
Because then if you do that, you have to do that
Term
with
hasn't
every school.
ended yet?
Because of the buses.
No,
How?
I think we're doing 3 terms this year, right?
No, we're doing 4. It's just we're not doing finals.
Yeah. I have a question, I think.
Yeah.
What is? I forget what I was gonna say. Oh, Fauci said we still have to social distance and wear masks after everybody has the vaccine.
Really?
Florida's
Do you-
making a non-mandatory vaccine.
They can make it mandatory for us to go to
Florida's,
school.
Oh.
yeah, I know. Florida's making it non-mandatory.
Really?
Yep.
That's so crazy.
That I just don't understand it. I don't. Do you
I don't
think?
understand why we'll have to social distance after we get the
No,
fucking vaccine.
Making it non-mandatory? Are they insane?
Yeah.
I still don't understand the 9:30.
That's dumb. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
the 9:30.
Do you think?
mess-
Okay.
Imagine,
do you
yeah.
do you understand all the shit that's going down in this country with like beginning of June, like the George Floyd stuff, like all the racial stuff, and the presidential election, the most debated one in forever.
Yeah. It was
Literally,
just the
do you think
craziest
they
election.
knew this and just tried to keep us are they still trying to keep us under control? Do you think that at this point? Dude,
It's crazy.
we have to
times,
be
honestly.
home at 9:30. We cannot be in cars with friends legally.
That's so insane. No one's fucking following that rule.
Do
in
you
my
like?
eyes.
Do you take that serious?
No one.
My parents are taking it fucking serious as shit.
No, but how serious can you take it? Like,
I
Um,
don't know, dude.
do you think the virus is as serious as it's claimed?
no, no, I don't.
No.
No.
Is it? It's still bad though.
People
I
die.
think it's bad, but I mean, everyone kind of glances over that point that only 6% of the deaths are directly related to COVID, and all the other ones
Yeah.
are
That's true.
like that one's kind of crazy. And then you hear the one with hospitals are getting paid more to
I heard about
Oh
it.
my
report
god.
Yeah. I've
COVID
heard of it.
deaths.
It's like
They relate
40,000.
other cases into other COVID.
Yeah, that one's fucked up too. I mean, and then how much can you trust this? There's been no trust because originally Dr. Fauci said, "Don't wear masks, and you should not wear masks," and it was because of there weren't enough masks at the hospital and things like that. But I mean,
That was before it was really bad. I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still bad. It was still COVID. I mean, you can't get. It was during the first.
It was
outbreak or
definitely
so.
worse at first, but I don't know. It just seems crazy to me.
Yeah, and people keep talking about COVID cases going up, but the COVID mortality
bad.
rate I think is staying somewhat similar.
The hospitals are starting to fill up though.
Yeah.
Mm.
I feel like it's because all those people who would usually be like more affected started quarantining even more than like some people do. So that's why that fatality rate didn't go down.
Right, and but the thing that was interesting was when the National Health, I think, what was it, the National Healthcare or something like that? They came out. Can you look this up?
Yeah.
They came out against lockdowns. They were saying.
Who was it?
I think it was National Healthcare or something like that.
When was this?
I don't know. It was like 5 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, a month
Really?
ago, or something like that. Yeah, they said, looking at the suicide rate that goes up during lockdowns, they noticed.
Oh, did you see that article we did in
Uh-huh.
our writing seminar class, Chris, about how they shouldn't close schools down?
Yeah,
Did you read
that
about
one
that?
was bullshit because here's the problem. That guy in the article, and I think I said something like this. I didn't say that it was bullshit, but I will say that is bullshit on the podcast. Is that he was like, we can give money to businesses. We can just, businesses can lock down. Schools can't because kids don't get COVID. But, like, other businesses need to lock down. And I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? We have money to give to these businesses. There have been so many businesses that have locked down because we don't give money. And if you think that we can just fucking print out money, that fucking dollar value is just going to skyrocket the fuck
It's just
down.
gonna be inflation.
Exactly.
Remember people getting mad this summer because of Jeff Bezos' net worth?
They didn't get it. It wasn't his liquid assets or that worth that
Right,
much.
exactly. Yeah, no, that's one of the things with Jeff Bezos that people don't understand about is that when they're like, he's worth this much or whatever, it's like, okay, but like that doesn't mean that it is in his bank account.
Yeah.
It just means that he's
He
worth
has
that much.
He has his own stocks.
It's in mostly stock, yeah.
Yeah.
And in order, even if he like sold those stocks, get the liquid assets, the whole stock market would tank, like completely tank.
The economy's already fucked. It's
Yeah.
already fucked. The
yeah.
economy's fucked.
Already, yeah.
All
but I'm
stocks are
saying
down
if he ever
besides
did.
Amazon, Apple, Tesla.
Oh yeah, he was one of the only companies to profit. There are only a few companies that like
there's 5
skyrocketed.
companies.
Tesla.
It's Tesla, Apple, Amazon.
I'm pretty
like
sure Facebook
Walmart
and Instagram.
or something.
I'm pretty sure Facebook
I don't know.
did too.
I forget.
Facebook?
Yeah.
because Instagram.
Yeah.
Here, we'll look it up. We'll look up.
Tesla stock got over like $1,000.
Oh my
It
god. No,
skyrocketed.
it multiplied by I think 14.
Yeah,
It was at
and it was in the course of
200?
like a few days.
Yeah. Oh, that. Yeah.
Yeah, it went up it went up really fast during
It's
quarantine.
insane.
I don't think I'll be able to find anything, but we'll see.
Yeah, but yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't know. This is bullshit.
How does Elon just keep it going with everything?
I don't know. Didn't he move his company? Where did Elon officially move his company?
Which company?
Yeah.
Tesla? They're building more plants. They signed a deal for one in Texas, Shanghai, I believe, and Berlin. But they have their Fremont, California location right now. But they do not like the California restrictions. Elon,
What are the
Yes.
restrictions?
it's all these like working restrictions, but they don't give them to like GM and Ford and stuff. So he's like pissed. Because basically just screwing his company.
Mm-hmm.
Because GM and Ford are obviously not doing too well, per usual.
And Jeff Bezos probably donates already a lot anyways.
Yeah.
He probably donates a ton of money to everything. Like,
He
have you
like
seen
buys his neighbors' houses.
Have
from
you
them.
seen how much Bill Gates donates to stuff?
Yeah, it's insane.
He's donated like hundreds of millions of dollars to
Okay,
charities and
it-
stuff.
If you have $1 billion, do you think you could spend it all?
I don't
Be
know.
honest with me.
I don't know. Maybe.
No.
That's a good question.
I can easily imagine
I'm
myself
pretty
spending
sure
all
I saw a
of it.
video one time like saying like, what could you buy with $1 billion?
It's
A
insane.
lot of weed.
It's fucking
A
insane.
lot of weed, yeah.
People say
A lot of
people
it.
say 100 million is like, from there you're just like infinitely powerful, pretty much.
How long could you last on billion a
I
buck.
think no.
I could go through
how much
100
you could-
million easily.
100 billion, you could basically buy like some of the most expensive things in the world. And still
What
have
in like a
one.
Yeah.
night? What are we talking? A night? A week?
I could
A
spend
month?
100 million in a month.
For real? You think?
Yes.
What would you
I
buy?
I would buy it. Okay, I would buy a huge house for us. I'd promote
You
us.
buy, like, things that would
I'd buy a
make you more
huge
money?
house for our friend group. I'd promote the shit out of us on like TikTok and stuff. Like, you know how easy it is to get an ad on TikTok, like a massive ad with $100 million. And we can just be one of those houses
Be
in
like the
LA.
Hype House?
Nah, we're just,
Team 10.
we're the
Yes.
we're team 9. We're
Team
team
9?
fucking 9.
Oh, yeah.
And Charlie can't come.
Charlie.
Nope. Not Charlie and Dominic not allowed.
Why?
They're not allowed.
Well, they quit on this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to
I
talk
don't
about
know.
that?
Dude, with $100 million, you can buy yourself a famous podcast. Buy promotion,
Ooh.
buying somewhere in LA,
He's right.
and putting
You could
yourself
do
on
a
the
lot
map.
more.
That's
with
one of the
100
weird
billion
parts
or
about
100
the
million.
establishment.
You could
of,
do a
like-
lot more than that.
You
Yeah, I
can buy
know.
food.
You can do
That's-
a million.
Oh yeah, we can
Shut
get
up.
food, man. Yeah,
Oh,
good
shut
idea.
up. You could go on McDonald's.
But you're set
Oh
for
my
life.
God.
If you know how to spend the money right.
Chicken.
Okay.
Matt spends all of it in DoorDash in about
I've stopped
30
a lot.
days.
I've stopped.
Matt, we have to talk about Matt's DoorDash addiction.
I've stopped.
Back
It was
in-
bad
over
over
the summer.
quarantine.
Over the summer it was bad.
Over the
It
summer,
was.
yeah. Matt
How-
would get DoorDash
You
almost
spent
every
like
week.
$200 a month.
I saved $200 for fees on DoorDash, guys.
Yeah, that's
How
crazy,
much
Matt.
money do you have to spend to save that much,
I
though?
remember he was saying he told me how he saved up. Oh, I saved up my first 2 Gs. I'm probably gonna buy a car soon.
I'm not buying a car anymore.
Yeah, he's not buying a car anymore. I'll get to that. And he was like, and over like 2 months, I'm like, oh Matt, how much money do you have for the car? He's like, around 2 Gs. I'm like, how did he like make no money in the course of 2 months? And he didn't tell me, but I realized slowly it was DoorDash. As I started hanging out with him more in the summer, you get DoorDash every single time. Every time.
And you can drive.
No, you could
You
drive.
literally
drive.
can
Then.
drive.
You could have picked it up, but you had a DoorDash every single time.
You
Chipotle.
wasted
Chipotle,
hundreds of dollars.
McDonald's, everything.
You wasted hundreds of dollars
Yeah.
on the deadlift.
I'm so cheap with that's like it's just so crazy. I'm
Yeah.
so cheap with my money. I try not to spend it as little as I can.
It's really weird being in high school. Because, I mean, one of the weird things is that you kind of, especially where we are, because we're like, moving out is not that far from us, right? Like, moving out of our house, becoming independent isn't that far from us, but we're still dependent on our family. We're still dependent on our parents. We eat from our parents mostly, and things like that. But it's like, you gotta start saving. What's gonna happen here? Are you going to college? If you're going to college, you might get some money. One of the weird things is about college is that parents will spend hundreds of thousands of
I
dollars.
know my brother. They spent definitely over 300 grand.
Really?
What college did you
hundreds
go to?
Syracuse.
of thousands of dollars.
Syracuse? Really?
And
That's where their
parents-
college
But the
funds and
business program there is good.
Well, the thing is with the college funds is that one of the problems I hear is that the reason why the college funds are so high is because people keep giving in. Is that the government keeps giving in, they keep giving out college funds, and so then the college, price keeps raising because the government, and I think a lot of people say it's government loans, but a lot of it,
You mean like the
Is
savings
parents.
accounts?
what?
Like I'm talking about the college fund saving accounts.
You're right, yeah.
They get government. Those are government.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they give
Oh.
government loans.
I know. I thought it was just a savings account. Like,
Mm-mm.
I never knew that.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
For college funds, government gives out loans for
I
colleges.
never knew that. I thought it was just a savings account.
You'd
Yeah,
be
exactly.
surprised.
Yeah, I heard you can get a scholarships like pretty. It's like a lot easier to get scholarships now than it used to be.
Yeah.
It probably still is pretty hard, but like compared to like other times. I don't know.
You can get like
I don't know how
financial
easy it
assistance
is.
so
yeah, it's
easy.
financial
Yeah.
aid, but you have to pay that back
Yeah.
after. That goes into your
Yeah.
student debt.
Yeah.
Are you going to college, Isaiah? Have you start looking into it?
Well, what I'm thinking, I'm probably gonna go. I'm not trying to get into like a really good college. I'm just
college, basically.
not really I don't know if I want to do community. I kind of just want to go to actual college and get like an associate's degree,
Right.
like a 2-year degree, probably
Yeah.
in something with entrepreneurship. Cause I want to do something on my own. I don't really want to work for anyone. So I want to start a business basically.
Yeah. What do you want to do for your business?
I have stuff in the works.
What things do you have in the works,
I
Isaiah?
can't tell you guys.
You can't tell me.
No, I don't like to tell. I feel like, I don't know. there's something about telling. I just want to like keep it to myself.
Yeah,
I
makes
understand.
sense.
Yeah.
You'll
Matt?
see when it happens.
How do you plan to make money in the future, Matt?
Shaw's.
Shaws, you're just gonna stay with
No.
Shaws.
Okay,
not,
but
Matt's
if
like
it-
a-
No,
like
I'm
the
not.
Florida
After
or
high school,
Shaw's.
I'm quitting. After high school, I'm quitting. I'm looking for something better.
Have you guys seen those videos on TikTok where it's like the guy pulls up to really, really nice cars and he asks people inside them, he's like, so what do you do for a living? Like to get, like it's like a Rolls Royce or something like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And
I've seen those
they'll
videos.
all be like, I started a business.
Yeah,
I'm an
business.
entrepreneur. Everything, they are business leaders. They created the business. You don't see a really rich person that works an office job.
Unless a doctor, basically.
Yeah, but that works an office job. I'm saying, but I mean, there are a few like giants that run the offices, but the majority of office workers working possibly the shittiest job ever.
Yeah. What else we gotta talk about? What are the topics we got?
The Queen's Gambit.
Oh, the Queen's Gambit.
The Queen's
such a good
Gambit.
show.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Dude, you need to watch it.
It's not. We can't. Should we watch it tonight? Do you think we're chill enough to watch it tonight? Cause it's like a kind of like an alone show, you know.
Did you watch- did you
work
watch
in the
it,
morning,
Isiah?
I'll pull.
We can watch like because the episodes are long though. It's like an hour.
I'll watch one episode.
How many? 7 or 9? I thought it was
7 episodes. I remember
7 episodes. Yeah, they're like hour-long episodes. It's like like Breaking
No,
Bad
but I think
episodes.
it's worth it. Worth it.
It's cool, but they're just long. But it's like it's
Chris, you
it's
want to
kind
watch an
of
episode
slow.
tonight?
It's
I'll watch one
slow
episode.
paced, but
Yeah.
it has exciting moments.
Exactly.
It makes chess so exciting.
Yeah.
Is that where you guys got the chess obsession
Yes,
from?
we've been
We
grinding
play chess on our
so-
phones now, on Game Pigeon through these like
Very
iMessage.
Can we watch that episode then?
Yes.
I would
it's
whoop
fun.
any of you in archery.
It
on
makes
Game
it so
Vision.
exciting for no reason.
I would.
Like you don't even expect it to.
Sometimes we
Do
stick
you
around.
know how to play chess though? Do you know how to play
Yes,
chess?
That's
he
like
does.
Chris. That's why we were playing chess with you. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I
Like,
beat
we've
the
been
shit
teaching
out of
ourselves.
all you at chess,
'Cause
motherfuckers.
I never
Yeah.
played chess before that.
we should
ever.
play chess
Yeah.
on the podcast one day.
Just a chess podcast.
A tournament. A
Mm.
tournament.
One of the things that I've been thinking about the podcast is maybe a booth, like a booth studio, like kind of at a restaurant,
Back room.
but you get
The back.
microphones and shit, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like a fucking restaurant
Seriously, like-
podcast or
Like the
recording
benches.
studio. Yeah, yeah,
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. I think that would be cool. Now, and another thing that would be thinking is like, what if you had different studios for different moods of the podcast, right? So like this one was more informal and things like that, and this one was more one-on-one, and I would ask you questions and things like that, and the podcast would continuously keep going by me. But like, what if we had another studio that was kind of like a hang, and it would be more for like friends and things like that, and it would be a fucking booth from a restaurant kind of setup. I think that would be fucking sick as shit.
What about like a U, and the
That
camera?
would be
The camera's
cool.
like right here, and then you
Yeah,
have the U
thinking about it
couch.
now, it makes
I think one of the
That'd be
biggest
dope.
things is that we gotta get more fucking cameras here. I gotta figure out the cameras.
We can have like a nice table in front of the booth too, and have the microphones on
Yeah.
it too.
Make it like really low and relaxed.
So yeah,
That look
another
cool.
thing is that right now that we have 5 microphones here. I don't know if you can see the fucking 5 microphones.
The camera
But
shots kind of.
Dom and Charlie were supposed to pick up the fucking microphones, and they ended up did not do that.
I
thought
feel
they
like
were
this
gonna
is a
look-
cool setup though.
This is an amazing fucking
Yeah.
setup.
I like it.
It's just the one thing about it. It's just this pole right here. It's right in the
I
middle.
kind of
God,
like
if
the
that
pole.
was
We gotta
out-
get more stickers on the pole, motherfucker. We gotta
Oh,
get more
yeah.
stickers.
It's the star of the show in the camera.
Oh, I just snapped my fucking back in half. It's amazing. Yeah. What else? What else we gotta talk about? What the hell are the schools gonna do? I think one of the things that Michael was talking about with the Boston school, with there being a lot of suicides, is now was this 5 per year suicide thing before or after pandemic?
Well, first of
all
all,
the time.
Really?
I remember I was.
Did it get worse during COVID?
We were at, it was like Noah's birthday thing
Yeah.
in Boston, and I saw in people's stories like this kid in the grade just died above me. Like the kid in the grade above me died. Like he like killed himself.
How many people are at your school?
Yeah,
It's pretty similar size. Like I don't know, like 200 a grade. Like, it's a pretty big
How many
grade.
grades? Isn't there? Don't they do 5 grades?
7th to
Seventh.
12.
Okay.
yeah, so 6. I joined in
Yeah,
8th.
our school has what, like 1,200 total, right, Chris, Matt?
Yeah, about
Yes,
1,200
4
kids.
grades
So
that we have.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like 300 kids per grade or some shit like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. So
Yeah.
Michael,
So like,
is that like yours?
is there
What?
1,200.
Probably.
Do you hear like a story where there wasn't any suicides? Like I feel like, I think one of the things that might happen is once one suicide happens, maybe just this flood of continuous like, there's an option there. One kid did it, so now I can do
Or
it a
it's just
little
like
bit.
the sadness you feel when someone
Sadness
that can
when
be a
someone
lot.
dies, that
yeah.
continues throughout the generations. That could be part of it. Could be kind of a copycat thing. Excuse me. And I mean, I feel like all the schools that are hit with it don't know what to do with it. They don't know
Yeah.
what to say about it. They don't know what to
They
do
say
with
the
their mental
wrong
health.
things. Yeah.
You
And the
can't know
ones-
what to do about it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how long do you think this has
How-
been going on?
How do you explain your school being difficult and overwhelming that people kill themselves multiple times
It's
a
a
year,
hard-
and
that's
you
hard
just
thing to
like
say.
That's
you
crazy.
you have to keep the payload the same.
Yeah.
You have to keep the workload the same because people go to that school for a heavy workload for a challenge.
Right.
I mean, some kids' parents may force them if they're rich or something,
Right.
but
Well, my thing is like, I think our most interesting thing, which is God forbid, is that if you get caught with like a jewel by the administration or something with nicotine, you get a 3-day suspension. But we don't offer anything for like mental health or like there's no classes
Yeah.
on how to deal with emotions on things like that, and we give a lot of fucking schoolwork to kids and things like that. And this was even before the pandemic, where we gave a lot of kids homework. And I mean, it's weird that like these kids are just craving, right, emotional support and emotional relief and things like that, and they're going to drugs. And if the school catches you with those drugs, there's obviously a problem and a consequence, but they don't do anything really to prevent that. They say that these things are bad, but
They don't tell you. They don't like actually teach you that they're bad.
Yeah.
They just tell you.
There's
We
just
have
tell you
health
that they're
class,
bad.
but it's just bullshit.
Health
And
class, it's yeah.
It's
Bullshit.
not honest either. The war on drugs is so interesting because it's being fought mostly in our schools.
No, and like
No.
it's just not around here in the cities and stuff. It's still going on.
But
like,
it's still being educated in our schools, right?
Yeah, it's-
Matt?
Yes.
that
I-
was part of the whole thing of like
Okay.
the DARE program in the 90s started that
Yeah.
whatever it stands for. I forget what
Right.
it
I
stands
think
for.
that overall America, especially suburban America, the way the war on drugs is being fought is through the school system. Would you agree with that?
I think I know.
Mm.
I
That's
mean,
Would you
they're
agree with
trying to raise us to be against that.
that? Right. Which is
It's not gonna
They
happen.
just try
another
to
thing that's
scare
funny
kids
is
into not
that
doing
they
it.
try to raise us against that stuff, but then they're like, "Oh, well, Xanax and Adderall."
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
that's okay.
When you're like
and
a 7-year-old kid that like fidgets sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
It was weird being prescribed Adderall in 5th grade. I mean, it was just like
Do you
a
remember how it
drug.
made you feel the first time when you took
I
it?
remember how I felt.
How'd
Yeah,
it feel?
you felt like
Lazy.
very just shaky. I remember being shaky, and I remember like my mind racing a lot.
Doesn't that happen when you have ADHD though?
Yes.
It's like taking a really
Oh.
strong pre-workout.
Right.
Do you take Adderall for ADHD, Michael?
No,
Do you have ADHD?
no.
And then what ended up happening is that I would stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning every
Wow.
night on this shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was bad. So I would stay up till 4 o'clock in the night, which I already have really bad insomnia.
Yeah,
So like
ADHD is doing
in
something.
3rd grade, I think I would stay up till like 2 o'clock in the morning, watching
Really?
TV and.
I
and
always went to bed before 10, dude. Always.
Matt's
Yeah.
the way because Matt is ADHD, yeah, and he takes his pills, but the way it made him tired. I remember
I'm always tired.
in
dude.
middle school he would always fall asleep really early,
Yeah.
and when it made him, I remember in school he wouldn't like when his pills were still like on, he just wouldn't talk.
8th grade summer.
And he would get really irritated.
Like-
really
8th
easily.
grade summer is when I started going to bed later, very later.
Yeah, and he wouldn't eat. I remember that they just
No,
make you like
never.
really.
Now I eat so much.
And then
Yeah, the
they would
Adderall definitely would stop you
they
from
would start
DoorDashing.
wearing off in
Yeah.
like 6th period,
And I would just be so hungry.
and then you just get so hyper and hungry.
Yeah.
You like completely change.
I hated them.
One
This
of the
sounds
weirdest.
so different from yours, Chris. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, one of the weirdest things is that the reactions that you have to these drugs,
It could be different for.
it could be
yeah.
so different from people, and the doctors are just like, well, I don't know how you're gonna fucking react to this, but we'll put you on it. We'll see how you are in a couple weeks. You'll let us know, motherfucker. And it's really weird because that's almost always the argument against drugs that aren't legal.
Yeah, they say even if you do it once, you're gonna get hooked.
Right, if
You
you
could
do
get
it
hooked,
once,
yeah.
you don't know how your body's
It's like
gonna
a gateway
react.
drug or whatever. Yeah.
You're gonna be addicted for life. You might overdose the first time. You don't know. All of this different bullshit that they tell you.
And they say
It's
just
often the
try
same
it,
thing
yeah.
that happens with prescription drugs.
It's almost like you know how drug dealers will give someone like a little bit of the drug for free the first time.
Right.
That's what's what the doctors.
And they just keep on like I have.
It's really weird. It's big pharma has a lot to do with it. Like, have you heard like in like the recent years the big pharma companies stock skyrocketing in the prices for pills and stuff.
That's insane.
They like some pills were like hundreds of dollars that people needed to live.
Right.
Like hundreds of dollars.
And that's insane because apparently what happens with other countries is that they can negotiate with the drug companies. But in the United States, apparently it's the exact opposite. Apparently
I thought they would have laws against that somewhere. I guess they don't.
No, apparently not. The drug companies just keep growing. And
There's
growing and growing
there's a
and growing.
documentary I saw on Netflix about that. Apparently, what the companies did.
What's the documentary called?
It's called it's something about can you? It's like hold on, I'll just get it up on my phone. It has to do with like corrupt businesses and business models. Like it talks about the Trump administration and too, which is really interesting. And it talks about there's an episode about Wells Fargo and that whole incident.
Really?
Oh
about
yeah.
how they had a lot of like fraud and whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, it's really interesting. But basically, what this one company does, I forgot what it called, but in like I think it was like 2013, they started buying out the other companies, and they would buy out the companies. Their stock would get absorbed into the big company's stock, and the company did that so much. Their stock was worth so much more than others, and the stock just rose, and which allowed them to have control over the market. And technically, it wasn't a monopoly because those companies still existed, but they've been absorbed into that stock, so they could boost the pill price up by so much. Like it was like they were like pills that were like $30, like $800.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's that exact number.
You remember that guy that found like a really good treatment for AIDS, and this is like 15 years ago probably.
It's probably more than that. It was probably.
And he tried to sell it for like millions of dollars.
Really.
And he got sued and stuff, and he's been in jail since.
Really?
Cause it's like, what the fuck? You're gonna make a cure for
There's only been 2 people.
What about
Deathly
that
accident.
guy that
What?
in, like,
There's only been
April-
2 people who have been cured from AIDS. I feel like.
It's better than 0.
Oh yeah,
better than
recently
one.
wasn't there?
Yeah.
They like it was really
First-
It was
complicated.
during
person in the
coronavirus.
UK.
Because
Yeah.
the news didn't report any of the
No,
shit.
I remember it just wasn't like heavily.
Have you
reported,
seen like some of the crazy shit that's been going on?
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy shit going on.
Like,
And
the
it's really
news isn't
weird because we're all
reporting.
focused on Corona.
Yeah, I don't know why, dude.
And
Okay.
it's
So
also
a lot of
really-
shit happened during like the first few months of Corona.
Right.
They just never were informed about.
It was a lot going on. It was really weird that the school didn't say anything. Right? Is that the school really was your life? Right? You can agree with this.
What do you
is
mean?
that
Yeah.
it became your life and made you your life is
During
for the
coronavirus?
first. No, during the first years of your life, during the first 16 years of
Oh.
your life.
I feel like that's true.
The school came and was like, "Hey, we are your life. You're gonna focus on us. We're gonna get you a diploma. We're gonna get you to college, and you'll be able to be successful."
As soon as high school happened, that everything changed.
And then
Oh,
as soon as Corona happened, it was like, "You're on your own, guys." Actually, for these 6 months during George Floyd, during the Breonna Taylor, during Black Lives Matter, during the protests in the streets, during one of the worst pandemics.
It's just a way to control us and distract us from what's happening.
Really
there's
weird.
no way it's not that.
It's really weird. I mean, there's a documentary come out on Netflix, The Social Dilemma, right? And they said that they presented that the worst outcome and that the thing that they were worried about most is civil war, right?
It could happen.
What the fuck? And the school hasn't mentioned zip about this? Zero. They're not worried about... and we are the younger generation, right? They would think that you would want the government to come into the public school education system and calm these motherfuckers down, right? That's what they would want to do, is you want to come in, you want to calm these motherfuckers down. And they're just like, nope, we'll just ignore it. We'll be a distraction. And it's really weird that they're trying to start, right? They're trying to start to talk about transgenders. We had the DJ Henry Day, and I don't know how you guys felt about the DJ Henry Day.
Oh yeah, I remember it. It's because if you guys don't know, DJ Henry, he was shot and killed about 10 years ago in New York, and he's actually from the town we all grew up in, and he played football. He was a really good football player, and he got shot at like a bar.
Yeah.
So it's been 10 years since that happened. That was in 2010. It's 2020.
Right.
So
He was
the
really good
school-
at football.
And the school this is the first time the school said anything about it. Like actually,
Anything.
like remembered.
I knew
Anyway.
about it though before they even.
Yeah,
asked,
we
'cause
knew
I had a
about it.
teacher
They
that
didn't-
had 'em,
yeah.
and like he talked about him all.
I guess my biggest thing is that I didn't know anything
Yeah.
really about DJ Henry. Is
Yeah,
that
no one really knew about it.
well, my thing is that I moved from Pennsylvania to Easton
Yeah, he did.
even before DJ Henry moved here, and I believe was shot.
You no, it was 10 years ago. There's no way.
No,
you
after.
moved 10 years.
Yeah, no, I didn't. But and so I didn't know any. I didn't move here before then. I didn't
think he
know. I
graduated
didn't
in,
meet
like,
DJ Henry.
2008,
I didn't
pretty
know
sure.
anything about him. I don't know his family. My thing is that the documentary was great, by the way.
Yeah, that was a
The
good
documentary that they showed us was fantastic. I agreed with every point about it. They showed it in a
But the
very
thing after they did.
great way. But yeah, after I had a little bit of a problem with.
Yeah.
What happened?
At least my teacher. This is how my teacher presented the argument.
Advisory.
Yeah, an advisory. Yeah. This is how my teacher presented the argument, was that this is the definition of racism. Okay? Is that the people, if you look at society, the numbers of success rate are lower in the black community, and that determines racism in our society. That means our society is racist. And then he also said that if you look at the success rate of women, that means our society is also very sexist. And I don't know, right? I'm a 17-year-old dude with I don't know jack shit about anything, right? I fully admit that, is that I have opinions. I try to keep them somewhat similar. I think I'm somewhat more... I know what I'm talking about a little bit more than some of my peers. A little bit. I think
Those
that...
over.
Oh no.
I think that I stick to my opinions a little bit more, but I still don't know jack shit. But I do know that when you're saying this is the definition of this is why our society is this, and then he goes, this is an open conversation. I go, motherfucker, that's not an open conversation when you're setting the guidelines of things that we could discuss heavily on. That's not an open conversation. And it's really weird that the idea of school, it's not authentic, right? Because there's a part of you that's being authentic that is kind of shut off in school.
Yeah.
Because if you be authentic in school, you're going to get questions in your head of things like, why am I learning this? What is the point of this? things like that. And when you're talking about serious subjects like racial issues, like transgender issues, like gay issues, and all homosexual issues, or anything like that, all of these different things that requires a level of authenticity is shut off in school. Because if you be authentic in school, you're going to go questions in your head of, why the fuck am I learning this? What is this going to contribute to my future in life? What is all of this that I'm learning? Is it just to go to college? Great. What's after college? If I'm not going to college, then what the fuck is the point?
I started first thinking about that in like 6th grade. I remember when I first thought, like, why am I... Wait. I'm learning about, like...
Isaiah, bring the mic a little closer to you.
Yeah, hold on.
You just...
Yeah, and I was thinking about, like, why am I sitting here learning about some stuff in science about how, like, worms make dirt?
Right.
And
another weird thing
am
is
I
that,
learning this?
at least with Massachusetts guidelines, you're not allowed to work at a real job until you're around 16.
16, yeah, 16.
What's our... Yeah.
Yeah, you can't
You
get
can
a job
kind
before
of get away with the job at 14.
Yeah, but it's
there's
not
a
like an
lot of
actual
restrictions and there's a lot of bullshit. And my biggest thing is that's not really what America is supposed to be. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that you're supposed to be able to work, you're supposed to be able to fend for yourself, and then you're also taxing these kids. And I'm like, what? I mean, that doesn't even make any sense to me.
I don't get why that's an option either when they can't even make a livable wage doing that.
My biggest thing is that you're not allowed to vote, you're not allowed to drink, you're not allowed to drive at 15. Yet they can still tax you?
Yeah.
It's like, what? And then when you get to the 500 range, right, which I was at, and then you find out our president, who's a billionaire, pays 700. It's like, that's not. I don't think that's how it should be. And my biggest argument is, like, there's a lot of discussion about who should be able to vote in this country. I think that if you're taxing a 16-year-old, that 16-year-old is allowed to vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what we built our country on.
It's what we built our country on. Is
but
no
even immigrants
taxation.
get taxed.
What?
Immigrants get taxed.
Immigrants get taxed.
Not allowed.
They're
Do
not allowed
they?
to vote. Yeah.
Wait, hold on, is that true?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
How can illegal immigrants?
Yeah,
get
how do
taxed?
illegal
If they work
immigrants
for
get
a
taxed?
company.
Well, that's like they don't
They
get they
work
get
for
paid
Shaw's.
under the table probably.
Mm.
So probably don't get taxed for the state.
Yeah.
That's why the government doesn't let. That's like one of the main reasons why illegal immigrants because you don't pay
Right.
taxes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, see, I don't know how I feel about taxes because I listen to what's that? Oh shit! What's that dude's name? Who's a billionaire who moved to Puerto Rico, who's been on Joe Rogan once, who was on a Zoom call. He was on there recently. Who's a billionaire who's in the top 1%. He says that the taxes are too high. And he talks about them honestly, and he's a billionaire, and he's in the 1%, and he goes, look, the taxes are too high. I can't function with this. Most of the money that I make, I go into reinvestments to make more money, to make our country richer. I can't do that with 50% taxes. I can't do that with the income tax being so high. I've tried to follow every rule that the government presents, and it's just been too much. And so for that, I'm like, and he talks, and he's like, he's a really genuine guy. And he talks, and he's like, I want to pay my workers more. I want to give more to charity. I want to do these things. I can't because of the amount of taxes that are given to the government. And to that, I'm like, that sounds rough.
Where can the government... Okay, so let's say he's worth $20 billion.
Right.
And he gets taxed 50%, that's $10 billion.
Right.
No, it's
What-
not like everything.
Okay, let's say $6 billion.
Hold on.
What the fuck is the government doing with $6 billion from that one person?
Right.
The government.
Even
gets
okay,
way more money
how
than
much percent of the population do you think makes 100K?
A good amount, honestly.
20.
I'll look it up right now.
How
Okay,
much
let's
is
say
it
it's
this
probably between
population?
15 and 20, I guess.
Okay.
Okay, so How much do you think they're taxed? 30% of their income? About? State and federal?
In 2019, a little more than 53% of Americans.
53?
53.
annual-
Wow.
We're a rich
That was
fucking
less.
nation.
No, that was less than 75,000.
Oh.
Okay.
Hold on.
So, okay.
Oh, only 100,000 to 149,000. Only 15.5% of U.S. population.
Okay.
US
What?
households
Okay,
make
but there's
that.
definitely some, like a 5% above that.
15% made over 100K.
No, between
Yeah.
100 and 150.
Wow.
Jesus.
But so many people are making more than that, too.
Mm.
So let's say, okay,
I'll just add.
okay,
let
let's
me add
let's
it
give
up.
an
I'll just
example
add
of a
it up.
person with $100,000. It's taxed 30%. They lose 30,000. 15% of the population of America is what? 55
well,
million people.
100,000 to 200,000 is, and to 200,000 and over would be just around like 33%. 33 that makes from like 100K or over.
Okay. Yeah, that's so many people, and they're being taxed
Yeah.
at least 30,000 at
So-
minimum.
I really think that there should be a couple things with our government. Joe Rogan brought this up on his podcast the other day, that there should be a receipt for your taxes.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's
100%.
very true.
100%. I think that there shouldn't be taxes on things you buy, right? So I don't think that.
Well, what do you mean by things to buy?
So like when you buy things
Sales
at the
tax.
store,
Sales
Okay.
tax.
and they just take things off, and you have to look at the receipt to really know how much you spent there. I don't think that they should be able to do that for a couple reasons. Well, number one, because I think it's pretty
Yeah.
sneaky, a little bit. I think it's a little sneaky, because you can't look back on that in a year unless you have a receipt or something, or you go to the store. I think that all taxes should be yearly on the individual, and that you should be able to look back and say, this is what my taxes were spent on. This is what I gave to this side of the government. This is what I gave to the CIA. This is what I gave to the military. This is what I gave to the NASA.
Oh, you know how long that would take them though? That's why they don't do it. That would cost so
I
much
don't.
money.
That would cost a lot of money, but it can't. It can be done with the technology that we have today.
What?
If we can do contact tracing, right? Literally tracing people, where they've been, what places they've been, who they've come in contact with, right? We can do that. We should be able to track where the money goes to the government.
Did you know
They-
they're
no, they
contact
have-
tracing companies?
They have proportions online. You can find them online. I think.
But you can't. You don't get an individual
I don't
receipt,
think you can find them.
which I think
Yeah,
you should
no,
be
you
able
can.
to do. I think there should be some sort of AI, which, dude, there's so many companies, right? I mean, there's so much shit going on in the USA. There's so much artificial intelligence that there should be able to be something that takes what money you give to the government and shows what it is. That's my first thing that should happen in government. Another thing that should happen in government is weekly updates.
Oh yeah, you talked
I've
to me a lot
I've
about
talked
that.
to Isaiah
Yeah.
about this a little bit. I really think that there needs to be some sort of, I don't know, something where we change
Like
the
a
government,
vote. Some type of like quick vote. Not
some
really-
type of quick vote through your phone, through the internet or something
Yeah.
that checks up on the government and says, "Hey, how do we feel about this law?"
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, there's still roads out in the USA that are way behind of what people normally drive.
Mm-hmm.
You drive through Sharon, Massachusetts.
Hmm.
You're going to get a main road at 25 miles an hour. Who the fuck goes 25 miles an hour?
Straight
On a-
empty road.
On a straight empty fucking road on a maiden road. Who the fuck goes 25 miles an hour?
And then
Who the fuck goes that fast?
Can I
No
add
one.
something?
Go ahead. You can
I
fucking
think-
add whatever you want. You don't need to ask, man.
All right.
You
so
fucking
yeah.
say what you need to.
I think there should on that. I think there should be like a committee that is paid by the government to keep up with things people want in the new weekly like
Dude, the
new
fact
weekly
that
update.
weed isn't legal in every single country is fucking insane.
State.
And
Oregon?
Right, in
Did
every
you hear about
single state.
Oregon, dude?
No. That's what it
Oregon's
is.
just
no,
went
no, no.
fucking let's go,
It
bitch.
did not legalize the drugs. It only decriminalized
Yeah,
them.
people keep saying like,
That's still
oh,
a
you
good
can
step.
go.
That's a very good step.
That's a
It's
good
not-
step, but you can't do crack. Okay,
That's
people
not-
keep
yeah, it's not like
putting
that.
on social
Hunter
media.
Biden.
I guess it's like,
I'm gonna do crack in Oregon, guys.
Hunter Biden's out of here.
people keep saying like you can just do crack in Oregon and they won't do anything. At least they do on memes. I don't know if they're taken seriously, but like people should not think that you can just do crack
Yeah.
openly in Oregon and the police.
Like
would
remember?
just
No, it's like remember
smoke
how we
crack
said
with the police.
when I remember when marijuana was first decriminalized in Massachusetts 2016. People thought like, oh, like I remember the anti whatever question 4 commercials.
Oh my god,
And it
yes.
showed like this lady and this daughter walking into a candy shop, but it's not a candy shop, it's edibles and it looked like weed. You can't tell and your children are gonna eat them. And like
That's
you
such
look around,
bullshit.
it's just like the whole main road's just weed shops and people smoking outside and stuff. And then at the end, the son of the mother comes out with a bong in his bag. Oh no! And he's like, and they're like, oh, Chris, is that you? He's like, Mom, is that you? And it's like, this can be the future. Don't vote yes on question 4. They made it seem so scary, and you can't even smoke outside. It has to be in a household. You can still get arrested for that. You can only smoke marijuana in your household. Did you know that? It's
No.
only on your property.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
So you can smoke outside on your property.
on your
though.
property, but
Okay.
if not, then you can get arrested for like public intoxication.
Oh my
Because
god.
that's still illegal. They don't have set places where you can smoke.
Dude,
weed
the
yet.
fact that you can't go around drunk on like a train station
That's
is honestly
Being drunk's
insane.
way worse than being high.
that's illegal. That's illegal.
That's
You can't do
bullshit,
that.
though. You can you should be able to walk
I've
around
seen
and
some
get
drunk
fucked.
motherfuckers on the
They
train.
put marijuana.
I
into
know.
that. It doesn't make any sense.
A video popped up on my 1 year ago memory of this guy blasting R. Kelly bump and grind on the train. He's laying back.
Yeah,
like,
they're like crackheads walking around like basically. Have you seen L.A. recently?
it's terrible.
The
LA is a
homeless
fucking
population is
mess.
so bad. There are people walking around on crack.
LA is a
And
mess.
they don't enforce that as much as
And
they
the
enforce
fact
someone
that they
being
do,
high
like when
on
they
weed.
don't enforce something, but there's still a law against it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, they can kind of catch you. They can if they want to. They don't usually enforce it, but like
That's correct.
on a specific day, you catch them on the wrong day, they might enforce it. I don't know. Like, how the fuck can you do that? Right? Like, how the fuck can you just choose on a random day of what rule you aren't
Yeah.
going to enforce? Doesn't make any sense
And,
whatsoever.
Another thing about the weed thing, you can't. They say like they said you're gonna eat edibles, like you're gonna mistake it for like a
Right.
regular thing. That doesn't happen. Have
That's-
you seen what?
Are you
edibles
gonna
look like?
mistake a liquor
There
bottle
are-
for a water bottle?
There are so many warnings. Yeah, there are so many warnings all over the edible packages. Like it says like 21 plus. Like it has like a marijuana like leaf symbol. It has like keep away from children on it. It says that's like a warning on the bottom. It says like marijuana can like don't try it, take if you're under 21 or like how are you gonna mistake that for like candy? You can't.
I don't know.
I don't know. Or like who's like dumb enough to leave those around your kids?
Can we talk
No.
about quarantine horniness?
Quarantine horniness.
Oh, that's a little bit change. It's shift to the topic. Little shift. Huh?
Oh, that's a little shift in the
Yeah.
topic. We can do it though.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Okay.
So,
kpush
how the
podcast, do
fuck
whatever
are we
you
gonna
want.
go back to school after being able to masturbate whenever the fuck we want to? Like 6 hours or like 4 hours a day. They're just like, you're in school now. You could masturbate whenever the fuck you wanted to outside of school, but you're back now. And motherfucker, if you can't do it, too bad.
I remember people in like the first wave of quarantine they were always talking about how everyone was just horny.
Everyone was horny. There's nudes
Everyone's
being
still
sent left and right.
Oh yeah.
I mean, shit. Like, they're gonna lock us down again soon.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think they. No, I
You-
think they should
the
do.
numbers are
This is.
bad.
I was gonna talk about this earlier, but I think Biden was talking about the 4 to 6 week lockdown, which I
I would
agree
do it.
with. But I think he should do it when the vaccine comes out, because Michael
Yeah.
I think
Fauci
that's-
was saying you should get there's 2 doses you have to get 21 days apart for the vaccine. That's what it's gonna do.
Mm.
Yeah, you have to get 2,
Okay.
and then they should do that.
Okay, here's my only problem. Is that with the COVID restriction, they said it was going to be 2 weeks, right? They said the
It
COVID.
just kept
Do you
extending.
remember that? Yeah, when they said that the COVID restriction was going to be 2
because
weeks.
they didn't enforce it that severely that they're gonna do it this one. They it's gonna be like a government mandatory quarantine. Because most of the other ones were like suggestions before.
Right. That's going to be weird how that's going to be when the government enforces it.
Outcomes.
Whatever. We got the fucking podcast going, bro. I hope there's a quarantine. It's going to be a fucking podcast every day, motherfucker. Anyway. Yeah, no, the weird thing is that they just kept extending it. So like when they say 4 to 6 weeks, number one, the national health has gone out against lockdowns because of the amount of suicide, the child abuse, the alcoholism, the drug consumption, the fucking divorce rates, just abuse like with husbands and things like that, marriages. All that skyrockets. And, a big organization has come out and said that, we don't support it for these reasons because, these people that aren't dying from COVID, they're still being affected in other ways. And to that, it's like, what do you do?
But are you gonna let this Corona shit keep happening, or are you gonna fucking get through the lockdown and get it over with? If we got it over with in May, if we got it over with in May,
yeah, if we did an actual lockdown,
I think we did do an actual lockdown. Do you not think we did an actual lockdown?
Yes, we did an actual lockdown, but some people didn't, and that's what fucked us over.
I think we did an actual lockdown. Then what do you think this lockdown is going to be able to do that? Massachusetts did an actual lockdown.
It's going
it's higher than it's ever been.
But the death,
in a lot of states it's the highest ever been.
Right, but the mortality rate is not as high, correct?
Correct.
Oh.
So then what if you're giving people the choice, right? I think that there should be an optional 2-week lockdown. So that if you don't want to go in...
It doesn't work if it's optional.
That's the things that don't work and
but
cause all those...
You need a fucking actual lockdown, or it's not going to be a lockdown. It's just going to be a piece of shit. And once we start hanging out again, the cases are going to rise. That's what just happened.
It went down
But that wasn't optional. That was state by state, federal lockdown.
And plus, that's why it didn't go away.
But they still didn't let people in other states.
Yeah, but still...
It spread in other states, but that doesn't mean that's going to spread in mass, I don't think, right? And another thing, but again, there's still that piece of mass suicides go up, drug addictions go up, and like other things. It needs to be more
strict to that, or else it'll just be pointless like that, and those things will happen. That's what I'm saying.
So you think that it's necessary to go into lockdown?
We have to.
With suicide going up and all those other things.
If it's either that, what else are we gonna do? We can't really do anything else.
Just have to get this fucking over with.
There's a big argument that just says herd immunity. That just says fuck it if you want to stay inside, which I still think that the government should support. So if you want to stay inside, your business should have to figure out to federally, legally, your business should have to figure out how to quarantine at home without getting the virus, right? And still be able to function safe, but still be able to get an income and not be able to, just go broke. But, when you say that everybody has to lock down when some kids are being abused and drug addiction and suicide's going up, it's like those people that are being affected are forcefully being affected for something that they might not even believe in, right?
Yeah, it's like a lose-lose.
It's a lose-lose. And so I don't know, man. I think that you should be able to give the option to do it, but young people, that have the choice of going out, I think that they should be able to go out. Right.
In a perfect world, that would work.
Yeah.
I think that...
it's never going to be equal.
It won't. And I think that's part of the problem. But 4 to 6 weeks, that's a long-ass time. Yeah. Why isn't it only 2 weeks, but there has to be a forcefully, manually, we're going to open up in 2 weeks. Everything's
Do you remember what it was like in, March and April? My family would not even go to the grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
My family, Amazon ordered it.
I still had to work, dude.
We get the bags shipped to our house and wipe down the bags with bleach cloths.
That's what I was gonna say.
And we touch it with gloves and shit.
I would get like a package in the mail, and my dad would be like, "Don't put it on the cable. You can't touch it."
Yeah.
But,
He's like, "Did you just take in a package?
It's not
You
nearly
have to let it sit outside for 24 hours."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What?"
They were like spraying our groceries down with like alcohol spray and whatever.
And then it comes out that the virus just like actually dies when it hits
It
surfaces.
dies on surfaces so quick, but still people were scared of
It's
it.
airborne.
It's airborne, yeah.
It's from
Yeah.
being social. I mean, the masks.
That's
There's
what makes
serious
it so
evidence
difficult.
behind masks.
Humans are social creatures.
Yeah.
It's in our
That's
nature.
that's
to
literally what
socialize.
ruined it.
It's
If
so
we
hard.
if we
So
all
hard
had
to
masks
get
on,
out.
if
That's why
everybody
lockdowns are so hard.
if we wore a mask, if everybody wore the mask for 4 to 6 weeks straight, it would be gone. We don't even have to.
I don't
lock
think that's
down.
true because
No.
England. Yeah, that's not
It's
true.
relatively
You would
true.
have to
No,
wear
it's
a
not.
mask and
Because-
partially like
They're
Didn't
claiming that.
Didn't England lock down though, and they did everything. England
They
did all the
didn't do
social
everything.
It's
distancing.
because England
They
did
did-
it right. England did
They
it
did
right.
it right, but they were still hit hard with the second
The
wave.
second wave, yeah, they opened
Yeah,
up
so
too.
they still got
They
fucked.
did it right.
They
They
did-
opened up too quickly. If they
Yeah.
did lock down a little bit more,
That
they-
doesn't.
I
What
feel
do you
like it would've
mean
been
they
a lot
did lock
better.
down a little bit quickly?
They
still.
they unlocked. They just like they made it.
But
they
the
put it
second
back
wave
to
still
the-
hit them. The second wave was gonna hit them
And
anyway.
that's what's so bad about it, because it can go from like such little cases to just be like such.
I
little
think
you
cases
need
to
to
build
skyrocket.
It's Halloween.
That's why they're
Halloween
saying
spiked.
after the vaccine they still have to do social distancing.
But
That's
there
what
was a
I'm saying
huge
now.
spike after the protest. You remember when the protest?
Not
of Black
really,
Lives-
though.
Yes, there was. There was a huge fucking.
Not in mass.
But then
What
it
are you
went down
fucking-
a lot because
Well, yeah, but in
during the
California
protest,
and all those other
Yeah.
states, there was a huge.
I mean,
fucking
California
it went down
is
because
partying.
after that it went down.
No,
People
it
started
was-
wearing masks. In the
California's been
protests.
partying from the governor of
spike-
California.
The spike went up when the protests started hitting.
Yeah.
In Massachusetts too. It didn't happen dramatically, but it did go up.
Then it went down. Again.
But then they didn't say anything about that. They were like, "Oh no, the protests are fine."
Remember we had the phases and shit at first.
We
And
did.
then-
We're
yeah.
still
Okay,
in the phases.
June to September, those weren't mentioned at all. They were
No,
just,
they did.
it was
'cause
like-
they were lifting them. They were
Yeah.
lifting all of them. In the summer, it got really good because everything was like open air
air.
again.
Right.
People were out. They were out of the house.
And
the
this winter's
restaurants
gonna
could
be
do outdoor
fucking
seating.
hell.
My biggest thing is, how are the taxes so high in Massachusetts, yet the cost of a COVID test is the same in other states?
Aren't COVID tests expensive?
Yes.
They're $200.
Really?
Yes.
I think it's a rapid one. I think
Wow.
that's rapid.
You got no. That's $250 for the rapid. Dude, all right,
Should be
all right,
free.
all right. Hold up. Minimum wage, $10 an hour.
$12.75.
Oh, let
That
me
is
work 20 hours just to get a
$12.75
coronavirus test.
minimum wage.
Yes.
$2 goes to taxes. $10. There you fucking go, Matt. You gotta remember fucking taxes. So you get fucking $10 an hour. That's 20 hours of work. That's 20 hours of work. That's 2 hours in line. That's almost an entire day, no eating or sleeping, to get a fucking COVID test. And then you won't still get the fucking results in a fucking day or so. What is
Give
it,
it
like
like a
2
week.
days?
Two or three
Oh,
days. 3 days.
2 or 3 fucking days.
Sometimes longer, depending.
Sometimes
on-
longer.
Like a week.
There
Sam's
we
took like a
fucking
week
go.
and a half.
Sam, yeah, Sam was like
Sam's
a week
took a while because they had so many. Like the labs were back.
Right,
up
but
with
that
COVID
was
tests.
in the beginning. I think now it's like 2 or 3 days.
That was in August.
How
was
the
in June, that was
fuck
in June.
does it
June?
take
Yeah.
that long? And how the fuck are they saying it's affordable? We're 8-9 months into this fucking shit, and they still don't have testing readily available.
Dude,
like
use your
easily.
The
purchased?
vaccine's gonna be free though. The vaccine's gonna be free for
How
everyone.
the but why are we? My thing was, why are we spending so much time on this vaccine and not spending 0 time on testing?
I feel like
0. Like there's been a couple innovations I hear from COVID testing. Again, never gotten it because of how fucking expensive it is.
they're just trying to get the vaccine out because it doesn't seem like it's going fast, but it's going very
Yeah.
fast. This is gonna be the fastest vaccine they've
yeah.
ever developed for a new disease.
Pfizer and biotech said they could produce 1.3 billion in a year, and that's just 2 companies.
It's
You know how many
it's
big
insane.
giant pharmaceutical companies there are?
It's-
They'll have them all out by the summer.
Like before this, I'm pretty sure like the quickest
start.
they would make a vaccine was like 5 years.
By far quickest too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is gonna
Never.
be like a huge feat in human medical technology if they do this
Yeah.
right. And I also heard that it's because it's big. It's also fueled by big pharma too, and how like they make so much money if they actually get the vaccine right and get it up before other companies. they're all gonna make billions and billions of dollars off this. So
Yeah.
that's another motivator.
It's kind of fucked.
It's fucked, but like that's how some aspects of capitalism can be a good thing. That's why.
All
Right. Well, I mean, capitalism
fuels
right.
innovation is profit. So that
Yeah.
also forwards society. Yeah, it's
Right.
good.
Yeah. I mean, people keep talking about communism. Communism wouldn't work with this vaccine. Like, China isn't coming out with a fucking vaccine. China isn't coming out with shit.
Actual like state enforced.
No.
Get locked up.
They would what's it called?
They would have like.
What's it
guards
called on the
and stuff.
doors? They would actually like.
They were
weld. They'd weld the doors. They'd weld the locks and doors.
They
They
threaten to harm your
forced a
family if you
lockdown.
didn't, like,
You
stay
could not
inside.
leave your house.
It was
And
fucking-
now,
it was fucking
have you seen the videos of the people in Wuhan partying?
Yeah, because it was basically
Thousands of
non-existent.
people
Or
partying.
they said that they just didn't they didn't test and they just said, oh, it's gone now, just like
That's what Russia
they can-
did.
they can
And
say
Russia's
that 'cause it's a
fucked
different
now.
type of economy.
Russia is one of the
mean-
worst countries.
Are you sure about this? I didn't hear about
Positive.
this. Wow.
'Cause
Well, I
they-
mean, Russia, especially with partying and alcohol, Russia is just fucking insane. You get a little bit of alcohol and you just get that fucking.
And they have
boost.
if they have alcohol lowers your immune system too. So they probably have a lot of alcohol.
and the rate of drinking has just fucking skyrocketed. Rate of fucking drinking has just fucking gone up since quarantine. Completely skyrocketed. And there's been no governmental like, hey, you shouldn't drink anymore, yada yada yada. It's like, nope. Like, you can drink all you want. We're not going to say anything about that. We're not going to say anything about vitamin D.
Distracts you.
Just
It
stay
distracts
inside, wear a mask, you'll be fine. You
Just-
can drink all you want. It's like, yo, motherfucker, you might need to chill out with the drinking. But the problem with the drinking is that it's a mental relief, right, from all this stress going on. So the only way you can combat that is with serious therapy and serious intervention of mental health. Government doesn't want to fucking pay that. The governors don't want to raise
They probably
And then what do you know? Therapy is online now. The
Therapy-
epitome of what you want to do.
Thank
The epitome
God.
of what you want to do for therapeutic time. You have to go on your computer on Zoom.
Yeah.
I know people that do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I do that. It
That
was terrible.
sucks.
It doesn't work nearly as well.
I
as
remember
a large
you were on FaceTime with me during one of them, and you were like yeah.
Yeah, well, to be honest,
you know.
I was gone.
Yeah.
I was fucking gone on this FaceTime call, and one of the biggest problems is with therapists with younger age is that they say you can be honest with them, but you can't really be honest with them. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
like,
this
oh, we have to
weird
tell your
thing.
parents this.
Yeah, we might have to tell your parents this. We'll let you know when we're going to tell your parents, but we might tell your parents this at any moment.
That's terrible.
So it's like, what the fuck? What can I really tell you with? What can I trust you with? So it really isn't like a real person that you can go and talk to, not like my friends. I feel way more comfortable on the podcast than I would with my therapist, honestly. Which is like, I think, kind of a problem. But I mean, that's just me.
I'd never want to go to a therapist. I feel like
I've worked with like 7 different
I feel
ones.
like even if I needed it, it wouldn't benefit me as much as going to like a friend and actually talking. Because that's what I'm also scared of. Like therapists will do. It'll just not be like
I can
genuine.
never, dude. It's like my emotions are like mine.
It's like it's a random stranger. I'm not gonna tell you all this.
No, I
It's
think
a
that
random guy.
Yeah.
Look, there is some value in schooling. There's some value in getting taught on emotions. And I think that they do have a certain amount of knowledge to a certain extent. There's a certain point where it's just like, you know, they just keep saying the same shit over and over again. And I mean, you're not really listening to it. It's not, either you've tried it and it's not working for you or something like that. And it's like, I mean, at one point where it's like, you've been saying the same shit over and over again. What the fuck? I gotta tell you next. You know, I told you my entire life story. You haven't been able to fix that. I mean, I don't know what the solution is. And then when you talk to someone, you want to talk to them more. And it's kind of weird because you're paying them, right? So it feels like they're not really caring. So it's weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing to happen because you're paying them to talk to your emotions about. They do have some professional psychology. They're getting paid a lot of fucking money, though. Let's be clear here. They're just getting paid so much money to talk to your personal emotions, and especially if you're below the age of 18, they can still talk to your parents. So it's not fully private. It's kind of private, but it's not fully. And they can only say so much shit.
Isiah, would you go to a therapist even when you're like by yourself as an adult? Because like,
What do you mean by myself? Like without any friends?
Correct? They wouldn't tell your
I
parents.
don't. I just don't feel. I wouldn't like. I was gonna say this. I feel like they generate like a fake
connection to her.
Yeah, like they try to act like they already know you and like you guys are close. Like
But
every
then
time,
you
this is
honestly
what I
say
was
that
gonna
you
compare it to. Like the guidance counselor at our school, they do the thing like every like year they would like call you in and like talk about like the classes you're in, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And maybe before the year ends about your new classes next year and what you're gonna take. I feel like every time I do that with my guidance counselor, he does this thing where he generates like a fake friendship with us, so like this like fake level of knowing each other. He's like shaky. He's like, oh, he's like, hey man, how you been? Like it's been, how you been doing this junior year and stuff, and like talking to me like he actually knows me. Like I've talked to this man 5 times before my whole life, and he does that. Like we're all like buddy and stuff, and I'm supposed to sit there and tell you like my life story. Like I wouldn't feel comfortable doing.
And the biggest thing was I talked about this on the last podcast, was that one of our teachers took a mental health scanning and they found out all of the kids are emotionally stressed out, and they were just like, oh, so there's a lot of stressed out kids in here, huh? Are we gonna be okay? No one answered, and then we moved on with the class. What the fuck is that gonna do?
I remember that.
I mean, what the fuck is that gonna do? That's not gonna do shit. You talk to the kids, you find out that they're not okay, you ask them if they're okay, no one responds, and then you move on with the class. It's not gonna do anything.
No one, I truly believe no one can help you more than you can help yourself.
Really. I mean,
and that's what it comes down to. You just have to focus on yourself.
I think we, as Generation Z, really, all right, I'm talking to all the high school kids right now. We need to come together right now. All right? I mean, there's a lot of difference in us. There's a lot of Trump supporters. Generation Z die hard.
I wish Generation Z doesn't get. I hope it kind of does already. I hope it doesn't get affected by like that division in politics.
It's already happened, but I really hope we can bring it together.
Yeah.
I really
because
that can be a generational issue. I think that we're going up against a lot of things here. We're going up against the school system. I think that we're all facing this very unfair school system that was fucking made 100 years ago when factories were a thing, and where factories, where school's main objective was to be able to get you into factories. They haven't changed anything since college has happened. They haven't changed anything since social media has happened. They haven't changed anything since the internet has happened, and they haven't changed anything since the pandemic has happened now. Think of how much has happened since 100 years ago, and they haven't changed anything at all. That's insane. Matt, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you looking at, motherfucker?
If you look at patterns...
you realize you're right in the middle of the camera shot, right?
You're like the only one being seen.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what?
That's fine.
Wait, are you serious? Like, no, they can't see you.
Really. They can kind of see Isiah. They can see us occasionally, but it's mostly you.
It's just you.
We gotta get more fucking cameras in here.
I'm gonna bring up something. It kind of has to do with our freedom. So I'm friends with Nick. You guys know Nick.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's crazy about some shit, like conspiracy shit.
Yeah.
So I was supposed to name drop.
We are. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it's not his last name.
Nick.
So
Yeah.
Nick.
All right,
Let's just keep it at that.
Nick Joe.
Yeah.
Nick Joe.
Yeah.
Yo.
Okay.
That was the first Joe joke of the fucking podcast.
Bro,
fucking
first Joe joke.
How far are we in, dude?
I don't want to tell you, Loki, but like
You don't wanna tell me? I feel like we're a long way.
I think we're like an hour and a half in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Should I tell you?
Yeah,
Tell us.
We're an hour and 27 minutes in.
That's what I felt.
No, we're an hour and 27 minutes in. First Joe joke, motherfucker. Let's go.
Okay.
Yo, he made it an hour and 27 minutes without making a Joe joke.
Joe.
Later.
Not bad. Are you proud of yourself, Matt? Stand up.
I totally forgot who he was after I said it.
What were we talking about?
Okay.
Fuck.
So Nick.
Nick. Yeah.
Okay, so a few years ago, he told me this thing. It has to do. It's gonna sound weird, but this is what it's like started off with. the government locking us down and trying to take control of us with, like, either Nick was saying disease or natural disaster, because they can create both of those things. Like, and so there were, like, reports coming from a bunch of Walmarts were closing down in certain areas, and like, police would surround the building, and the building was all taped off and stuff. And then, like, people were not allowed near the property and shit. And people were starting to hear, like, booms coming from the ground.
Really?
Yeah, and there's supposedly a tunnel system
What?
under America. Everybody's heard about, like,
that
tunnel
movie,
system.
Us.
Everybody's
I
heard
don't
about
know
the
what
tunnel
this is
systems
at.
under
Yes,
America.
and the-
Yo,
that's
James,
exactly-
can you
No,
fact
no,
check
but-
this?
That's
Yes,
not- that's
no,
a
you can
fact-checkable.
fact check
That's
the
a
tunnel system.
conspiracy
There
theory,
is a
Michael.
tunnel system.
That's
Yeah,
it's just
that's
sewers.
that's a bit.
It's sewers.
No, yeah,
It's
no.
sewer systems.
But if you look at the chart of the conspiracy, like,
they made us.
but if you look on
That
the
was
charts
sick.
of,
That
like,
was a
where
good
it's
movie,
estimated to be connecting the Walmarts, it exactly connects of where, like, the majority of missing people go on the map.
Really?
It's fucking scary. But one of the big things is when they, like, a government calls martial law, they can force us to do whatever, and they could say, this disease is terrible, get underground, like, or like this, they can, because they can create, you, like, have you seen, like, the things where they can create natural disasters and shit?
No, I didn't know that.
No,
there
not
was like,
that.
yeah, so a Chinese scientist in, like, the 70s was, like, demonstrating it, and it's believed the U.S. has it. You know, I think it was 8th grade we were in. It was really bad hurricane season, like, hurricane after hurricane, like, category 5 and shit, whatever, like that. And there were, like, videos of a bunch of, like, tiny rocket things shooting up into the air, like, off the coast of Texas.
Yeah, no, this is talking about it right here. This fucking website. It's States Online something. I don't know how reliable it is. It's saying that there was 5 facilities different in 5 Walmarts in facility different states shut down for plumbing issues. This seems weird because the store shut down for something as simple as plumbing. And some believe that America is preparing for a major disaster designed to happen in material law, which was kind of seen in the beginning of COVID. But then they cut down on it during summer. But then I feel like they're reintroducing a little bit. This is called Statements Online. I don't know how.
There's many, like, YouTube shit you can find about it.
Oh, YouTube shit. Oh,
Yeah.
That's very reliable.
Well, I mean, that's the easiest spot to get information about that
Texans
shit.
blame secret military makeover for Walmart closing. Dude, I'm going fucking Texas. These motherfuckers. Dude, Texans are fucking conspiracy theories.
Yeah, it's probably some type of conspiracy.
Okay, but
yeah.
don't you think at the time when we're most vulnerable, they could fuck us over with some natural
Big time.
disaster
Big
and
time.
easily force us underground? You know they could do it, and you know they would do it. And
Would
the
they?
National Guard.
How would they react if the U.S. government just came out and said, "Hey, we have tunnels underground"? I feel like U.S. population wouldn't be too excited about that.
No.
I don't know about that. I don't know if that's true.
Mm-hmm.
There's this theory says that. I don't know if this is.
But if people go missing in those, like, areas, like, what do they do? What's the point of them going missing?
I don't know. I'm just saying that's, like, a correlation found.
Like, why would the government take people? What are
I
they
don't
gonna
know.
do?
I don't know.
Like,
I mean, there are reasons to take people.
Mm.
like what? I don't understand what the reason would
Science.
be. Science? What are we, like,
Yeah.
like Nazi Germany, like, doing human experimentation?
The human experiments that Nazi Germany was conducting was
this is
first conducted in
I don't
America.
think we're like.
Can we fact check that? Fact check.
Yes, you can fact check that.
I don't think that this is.
You can fact check that.
What is it?
They started in the
Human
1920s. What's it?
Nazis, dude.
What's it called? Like not the natural selection, like cutting down races,
What?
like trying to
Oh,
focus races,
yeah,
trying to
ra-
focus
it's like racial
sexuality, trying to
science.
focus
No,
like
that's like
disabled
conversion.
people. Yeah, like no, they were like
Lobotomies.
like
That's what they were like.
they
where
were-
you
they
cut
were
a part of
killing-
your brain out.
no, they were like killing and like neutering and shit. Like
I need a fact.
It's
Yeah, we
people
really need to
of
fact check that
disability.
these claims.
people of
Yeah, we
like
don't know if
mental
this is
physical
real.
disabilities, people that are gay, people that are different skin colors, like African Americans. I'm serious.
It's 12:40.
It's 12:40.
You gonna keep going or gonna cut
I
it off
mean,
soon?
is there anything else? We can start getting wrapped up a little
Yeah.
bit.
I think we should.
Is there any other topics that we need to discuss?
No.
Anything that? No?
No.
Anything about China, Michael? Anything else about your school?
I was supposed to go to China. Believe it or not.
Really?
When were you
Oh
supposed
yeah,
to
all
go
the
to
school
China?
trips
June.
got canceled.
Oh yeah.
What were you supposed to
Our
do in
Australia
China?
trip went
They
right
would have
before.
gotten screwed over. if
They were
hadn't-
getting like screened a lot in the airports. That was in like February.
They're lucky they came back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Austra-
how
in
are
Australia,
airports
have you
still
seen how
open?
good it was in Australia and New Zealand? They got
No.
0 cases at one point.
New Zealand.
New Zealand
Yeah,
got
New
rid of all
Zealand
them.
got 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they got like, and after that it would be like 10.
New Zealand's
cases,
living the
maybe.
life right now. Dead ass.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're back
they're
to
like
normal.
completely open.
Is
I
They've
know-
been-
Sweden
they've been
still
back to
living
normal
the
since,
life?
like,
Didn't
April,
they build
though.
up herd immunity?
May.
What is herd immunity?
No,
Is
everybody,
Sweden the-
they went into a serious lockdown and there's no cases in Ireland.
Sweden?
Oh, Sweden?
Yeah.
New
Oh,
Zealand,
they
New
let it
Zealand.
loose? Yeah, we're talking about New Zealand.
Yeah,
Oh well, I started
Yeah.
talking about this. But
it might be the same there. I'm not really
So
sure.
they went into serious lockdown. They succeeded with the lockdown. New Zealand?
Yeah.
Like,
This is
pull
at the
up-
very.
pull up the New
They've been
Zealand
they've been
cases right now.
corona
Pull up
free
the
since
chart.
like May. I
Look at-
think.
look up,
I
like,
remember
New Zealand-
reading it during
New
school in
Zealand
the news.
coronavirus or Australia.
No, New Zealand, New Zealand.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's pretty good in Australia too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
think
New
it's
Zealand is
the
the
best.
one that was best of the best.
Imagine living in Fiji right now, dude.
Isn't it like not hitting in Africa at
Oh
all?
my god. Look at that.
What?
At most, they had like 100.
Jesus
They acted
Christ.
quickly. I'm
And that's the
pretty sure.
whole country. Our country's at 150,000
It started to
cases
go
a
up
day.
November 13th, but like they don't really show anything. It went up a whole bunch in August, July.
Dude, but this is the
May.
whole
It's because that's when they
country.
started reopening.
Isn't
but
there?
still,
not it a small fucking country though? How many people are in New Zealand?
Look up how
Couple
many
million.
people. I'm not sure. It's probably still a good amount of people. But like, even if it's like a lot smaller population in the U.S., like just like percentage wise, it's still gonna be like way better than the U.S.
Yeah, by far.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a New Zealand population, bro.
Yes,
Chris, his dyslexia is showing very
My
nice.
dyslexia is showing a little bit here. It's fine.
Almost 5 million in 2018, so
Oh
probably
my
5 million
God.
now.
But like, think about that. How many people live in that country? We have 333 million.
330 million, yeah.
Jesus Christ. There's
do
5
some,
million over there. It's a whole lot less.
Like how many? Look at how many. Go back.
Okay.
How many people got it yesterday?
It doesn't say. It's only November 6th.
No, but it's probably because no one gets it. Because they don't need to report it. Because no one gets it. 6 cases, November 6th. Look up the United States. Like
Cases is 12 million. Jesus Christ.
No, but today. Go scroll
Today?
up. Scroll up. Go to. It says country. Go to country right there. Go
Where?
down. Did I see that little drop down? No, go up. Go up. It's above the Go up. Go up. It's on the graph. No, go up a little more. You almost there. In the middle, that middle one. Click on that. Then you can just go to the country.
2 cases in April.
What the
Dude, we
fuck?
got
Search out
5,000
United States
cases
on that.
in Massachusetts in
Look
April.
up US,
Jesus.
Chris.
What?
Just put in US.
United States.
Go back.
There we go.
Click on United States, yeah.
Holy
Look at
fuck.
that.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Holy
We were in full lockdown.
fuck.
We were in full lockdown in March. The numbers have quintupled.
Quintuple.
But
And we're not on lockdown right now?
How many
I
is
know.
it yesterday? How many was it yesterday?
yesterday
Over
it only
150K.
shows Google only shows till November
200K. That was yesterday.
200,000?
Oh wait, November
200,000.
20th is
Go now. Go. Can you go to April?
200,000
Can you go to
what?
April 15th? That was like the heart of it. April.
That's
April.
crazy.
Oh, May.
April. Like middle of April. 31,000. 7 times worse than it was in April.
Yeah, but I
When
don't
we were
think
fully
the
locked
mortality
down.
rate is as high. I think we know how to treat it better, which is the main thing. All right.
But that's
Well,
absurd.
What?
Yeah, that is absurd. The amount
Se-
of COVID
7
COVID
times
cases.
more cases than we
Well,
were having
need
in
to
the middle of
discuss,
lockdown.
I think as a country, what is better? COVID cases less mortality rate. I think personally, if the COVID cases are going up but the mortality rate is down, I think we're in good shape.
Yeah.
I think we're in good shape.
That makes sense at least. I feel like. It's
But I
bad.
don't. I mean, there's a lot of fucking
It's
people
broken.
with COVID.
Everything's
Yeah, the percentage for people in the United States that have it today or got it yesterday is like 0.0006. And for New Zealand, the percent of people that got it, of the population that got it November 6th, was like 0.50, then 2%. So 0.00002% of people got it compared to the United States. That's like, I don't even know how many less. That's 5%.
so much.
Yeah, so much less.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
good
we
place to
talked.
wrap up. Yeah.
I think it's time to wrap up. We're at an hour
Peace out.
and 40 minutes. I gotta pee so badly.
Yes, that's why I want to end it. That's
Wow.
basically the main reason. My bladder's about to explode.
Alrighty then. We will see you. I think I'm recording with Kenny Wednesday. Me and Matt and Dom are recording next week. We'll shit on Dom on that podcast for
Call
sure.
them very bad names.
Oh yeah, we'll have a next
Oh, yeah.
studio. We'll see next week, and probably we're gonna record at Dom, so we'll see how that goes. And we're all set, guys. Thank you so much, folks. You guys have a good one. Peace out.
Peace.
Bye.